Welcome to the Simplify, and this is my project derived from learning from 100 books. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by author Stephen Covey is the best-selling and most influential management book of its time. After reading this book twice, U.S. President Bill Clinton invited author Stephen Covey to lecture and share about the 7 habits with him and his White House team. Currently, over 90% of Fortune 100 companies have chosen the 7 Habits program to develop leadership capabilities and enhance the effectiveness of their teams. You might have heard it said that habits form character, and character shapes destiny. Therefore, it can be said that habits are one of the determinants of human destiny. Bad habits create failures. Successful habits create successful people. These 7 habits will be divided into 3 main groups. The first 3 habits will help you control your life and establish a solid foundation for personal success. The next 3 habits will focus on how you interact with others, building relationships, and effectively working with others. And the final habit will help develop yourself, enhance creativity, and work performance. Habit 1, be proactive. The proactivity the author is referring to is the power of choice, the ultimate human freedom. It's the freedom to choose our response when confronted or stimulated by a person or event. When faced with difficulty, you have the right to give up, as well as the right to seek alternative ways to solve the problem. When encountering unkind individuals, you also have the right to be angry, as well as the right to forgive. When problems arise, you have the right to blame others or the proactive right to find solutions. No one can hurt you without your permission. In summary, a proactive person does not act because they are stimulated by external factors. They know they act as such because they choose to do so. The author believes that there is a gap between being stimulated and reacting, and that is your choice. Life is a series of outcomes stemming from your own choices, so don't easily relinquish the power to choose what's best for yourself. According to the author, a proactive individual will focus on their circle of influence, including things they can control and things they can exert effort to change. Some activities within the circle of influence may include reading to improve intellect and soul, exercising and eating moderately to enhance physical well-being, learning a new skill to help you upgrade yourself. Conversely, passive individuals will focus on the circle of concern. In this circle, you may spend your whole youth caring about, criticizing, or commenting on things that you will never change. Social media with trending viral content, stories about someone else's life are some examples within this circle of concern. Always remember that successful individuals only channel their focus into their circle of influence, meaning only what they can change. They don't waste their lives on other things. It's your choice what to focus on. The power of choice is yours. Habit 2, begin with the end in mind. Many people reach the end of their lives only to realize they haven't done anything meaningful for themselves. The author suggests that we live and operate based on 2 forms of creation: the creation that happens within the mind and the creation that happens in reality. The creative part that takes place within the mind will be the leadership part. It will indicate what you want, where you need to go, and what you need to do to achieve your goals. The creative part that occurs in reality will help turn those aspirations into reality. Most of us overlook the first step and dive into action like machines. You go through day after day without knowing what you really desire. In the end, we have lived through a lifetime without really accomplishing anything. According to the author, engage in the creative process within your mind first. Start by writing a script for your life, for your own dreams. How do you want to live your life? What kind of person do you want to become? Think about the life you want to live and write it into a specific script for the following 8 aspects. Firstly, regarding relationships, what kind of people do you wish to meet? Secondly, regarding love, how will you love someone and how will you commit to them throughout your life? Thirdly, regarding health, at what level is your health and what will you do to achieve that level of health? Fourthly, regarding spirituality, what are your thoughts on your faith? Fifthly, regarding mindset, will you be a cheerful, positive, and optimistic person with a strong mindset? Sixthly, regarding emotions, will you easily control your emotions? Seventhly, regarding finances at each stage of life, how much money do you want to earn? And finally, regarding your career, what will your career look like? Note that successful individuals will harmoniously combine all aspects of life, so pay attention to each facet. Ask questions and take the time to think about what you truly want in life. Keep asking until you have answers from yourself. Only when you know what you want can you obtain it from the script of life. This dream will set important goals for you to achieve. Look at it and read it every day as a declaration. It will lead you to where you want to go. Habit 3. Put first things first. In a classroom, a professor begins his lecture with a jar, large rocks, small pebbles, and sand. First, the professor puts the large rocks into the jar and asks the students, "Is the jar full?" And everyone answers, "Yes, it is full." He then proceeds to pour the small pebbles in, and surprisingly, the pebbles sneak their way into the gaps between the large rocks. Once again, he asks the class, "Is the jar full?" And the class responds, "Yes, it is full." Finally, he continues pouring sand into the jar, and naturally, the sand fills everything up. He wants his students to realize that life is like a jar. The large rocks represent the important things: health, family, loved ones. The pebbles are less important things like career, house, car. The sand is the rest, the viral social media trends, other people's story posts. If you fill your life with sand, there will be no room for anything else. So prioritize the important things first. Put the important things into your life first, and the rest can be filled with sand. To prioritize the most important things, the author advises us to manage our time according to a matrix consisting of 4 parts: important and urgent, important but not urgent, urgent but not important and not urgent. Successful individuals allocate very little time to Quadrant 3 and Quadrant 4. They spend minimal time addressing Quadrant 1 and dedicate the most time to Quadrant 2, important but not urgent. This section may include tasks such as building relationships, crafting personal mission statements, and making long-term plans. These are important, necessary tasks, but are often neglected because they are not urgent. Habit 4. Think win-win. We don't live alone in this world. Sincere and enduring relationships bring us the best things in life. Imagine that as interest. To achieve that interest, you must have an emotional bank account and deposit emotions into that account every day. Here are some ways to accumulate emotions with someone. Understand them deeply. Genuinely care about their small things. Keep promises. Clarify the expectations of the relationship. You demonstrate your integrity and sincerely admit mistakes when you are wrong. Building an emotional bank account is the foundation for developing a win-win mindset. In a relationship or when collaborating with someone, engage in actions that benefit both parties instead of solely focusing on your own gains. When there's a collaborative connection between multiple minds and hearts, seeking mutual benefits based on trust and respect, we approach opportunities more abundantly in terms of opportunities, resources, capabilities, and thus can achieve greater victories. You win, and I win too. We both benefit and reap the greatest rewards for ourselves together. That's the mindset of building a win-win relationship. And remember, only when your emotional bank account is strong can you develop these mutually beneficial relationships. Habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. The author sends us an important lesson. You have 2 ears to listen, but only 1 mouth to speak. When someone speaks, we often want to respond immediately. We often want to judge right or wrong, often impose our own personal experiences on others' lives. That's also the reason why our everyday relationships often encounter problems and don't turn out as expected. A metaphor for this imposition might be as follows. An eye doctor recommends patients with poor vision to use the same glasses he is wearing because he believes that if he sees clearly, they will see clearly too. To avoid tendencies of imposition or giving hasty advice, we must practice patient and sincere listening. For example, the other person is feeling angry and disappointed about a certain situation in their personal or professional life. In this situation, your listening attitude plays a crucial role in helping them process emotions and find solutions. Instead of immediately offering advice or judgment, you focus on understanding their feelings and emotions better. You can start by asking encouraging questions to encourage them to share more about the situation, such as, "What happened?" or "How do you feel about encountering this situation?" This way, You create conditions for them to feel heard and empathized with. As they share more, listen sincerely and refrain from judgment. You can provide feedback by using phrases like, "I understand how you feel," or "It seems like this is a challenging situation for you." In this way, you not only help them release emotions, but also create conditions for them to grasp and find solutions to their problems. At the same time, you demonstrate support and willingness to be there for them in difficult times. Habit 6. Synergize. The power of 10 people is always greater than the power of one person. Synergize is the core requirement that helps to connect and unleash the tremendous power of each individual, combining it into a greater force. Synergize always yields a better result, which is the comprehensive outcome of various habits, personalities, creativity, and diverse resources. It brings significant success to a team. However, Synergize doesn't mean everyone has to be the same. On the contrary, it values the differences in each of us in terms of intelligence, emotions, psyche, perspectives, and approaches to issues. What do you do when someone's viewpoint contradicts yours? If you don't agree with my opinion, then I want to hear your perspective. This is the first step towards Synergize, where you can respect the differences of others, and they will be willing to collaborate with you. Habit 7. Sharpen the Saw. In this section, the author advises everyone to spend time honing and innovating in 4 areas: intellect, physical, emotional, and spiritual. Regarding intellect, you can read more, learn more, imagine more, and plan more. Concerning physical well-being, you can exercise, maintain health, eat healthily, and manage stress. Socially and emotionally, you need to connect more, especially by giving more, investing regularly in your emotional bank account with others. Regarding spiritual well-being, pursue higher awareness. You need to recognize who you are, what your values are, what your life philosophy is, and what your own values are. In these 4 aspects, always strive to learn and develop yourself. Look at this upward spiral process, which is divided into 3 steps: learning, practicing, and persevering. When you learn something new, find ways to practice it and persevere in action. After mastering it, continue to learn, practice, and persevere. This is a model to help you develop in a spiral upward motion. You will continue to rise higher and higher. The above are the important lessons I've learned from the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. The book is very valuable, and there are many lessons that I couldn't convey in just 5 minutes. I hope this short video will motivate you enough to explore the entire book. This is the Simplify and my project to learn from 100 books. See you again in the next videos.